Hello everyone, this is Jacqueline Jax and I'm here with another video. If you are ready to paint with watercolor, I'm excited to teach you how to do these amazing trees. This is using our Serenade watercolor set. This one was done in the September Fall series, and if you are looking for it or need to pick one up, you can get that at Jax Watetcolor. I encourage you to join our subscription though, because seasonally we release these packages and these kits are beautiful. All handmade watercolor with 100% pigment. The pigment load is double to triple what you'd normally get because there are no fillers, just a lovely honey-based watercolor binder and all natural ingredients. So I think you really love it. I get great reviews on the watercolor. So I'm going to be working with 100% cotton because this technique that I'm going to teach you is my favorite technique to do trees and florals, but it also does so much better on 100% watercolor paper. So if you don't have that, I encourage you to nip on over to Jax Watercolor, pick up some Jax Cotton, or if you have some Arche or Fabriano, those are also great to use for this technique, and a pointed round brush. The one I'm using is a really fun brush and easy to use. The idea is to roll the brush, so you'd like it to be a very long barrel brush that holds enough water and enough pigment. I do encourage you to watch this all the way through at least once, maybe twice, before you attempt to do it yourself, because there are a lot of things that I'm doing here that you might not be familiar with. It does look easy, and it is easy once you figure it out, but the brush does make a difference. So you want to make sure that your brush holds enough water, but not so much that it liquefies the color. So if you notice here, as I'm rolling the brush, it really does a great job of rolling the watercolor onto dry watercolor paper and not releasing so much water that there's a puddle. That is really one of the secrets of success in this technique and part of my personal style that I love doing, because I feel like it's just such an easy way to get those layers in and the floofy looking trees. You know what I mean? Without a lot of muss or fuss, and you just get to have fun. Now this brush is actually one of my favorite by Princeton. It does come in one of their sets, so I'm happy to leave a link in the description box for you if you would like to pick this up. I highly recommend it. It is a brush you can beat up and really do a lot with. So I took the gold color, the beautiful gold yellowy hue called Golden Pond from the Serenade set, and I used that, and then I added Primrose. Now Primrose is a red, but it's more of a pinky red. I, for fall, personally love the look of the golden yellows mixed with the pinky reds. I don't typically use a more tomato red, although tomato red would look fabulous too. So it depends on the artist's eye if you want to go with a warmer red or a cooler red. This Primrose, I feel like, is right in the middle. It's not too cool and it's not too warm, but it works perfect for fall. And it just combines with the gold so well. Now, if you notice, I'm kind of pushing the color as I go over the gold area, right? So you have an option here. You can either do 2 trees in the gold and then add the pinky red, the Primrose, and then start pushing it through where it's darker Primrose moving to the lighter shade of the gold, right? So as you can see how it kind of goes to orange, or you can pre-mix the orange. That is entirely up to you. I just wanted to show you the way I usually do it, which is mixing on paper. Now I'm going to be using the Birch Black from the kit, and this is a really beautiful black. It is perfect color for birch trees. I'm going to be doing it for the shadows of my trees, and on this next step you're going to see why this color works out so well. The color is semi-staining, but not really something that's going to overwhelm any other color, so it is okay to pull that color into the base of the tree color. The reason why I'm doing that is so that you get that lovely shadowing. You know, I feel like You can let these trees dry and then kind of mess with bringing the color up towards the trees, but I love the way it melts in there and it's so much fun to watch. I also like to study trees a lot. As you know, if you've taken my lessons before, you know I talk a lot about all the different branching in trees and how it's entirely up to you. You can do very little or show very little and assume that people know it's there, or you can show a lot. So this part depends on, I believe, the fluff of the tree. You know, if you've got a big fluffy tree, then you know you have a lot of branches up there, because a big fluffy tree doesn't come from a tree with no branches. So it kind of makes sense that you're going to have a lot of shadowing going through underneath the color. The way this color blends into the primrose and the golden pond without making it a mess, it doesn't make it muddy, it doesn't make it too dull. It keeps its color, right? It doesn't dry flat, which is a huge pet peeve of mine. If you noticed, a lot of my colors, they dry so nice, right? They dry with vivid color, and that's because there are no fillers. So if you're using a dark color and it's drying really, really light or dusty, that's because they're using a talc filler, and that happens a lot. This is just going to be that pure color, you know? So I'm going through, and just as this is still a little bit wet, I'm going into the white areas which are not wet, and I'm getting more of a branch. And then I'm letting that combine with a little bit of the areas that are wet, and that just gently gives me that softness, that blend. Now, if you don't like that look, then by all means, maybe mix a little bit of the golden color and pull that down, or pre-mix a different branch color. If you want it more like woody, you could mix a little more of the gold into it. You can do a lot, right? So you're not stuck with the birch, but I just love the way the birch looked in this particular project. Now, to get the background, this is fairly simple. I'm going to take a clean, damp brush, and I'm just going to work with what is already on the paper. And as I push the water around, it is going to pick up some of the reds, some of the yellows, and some of the birch. And that's going to become that light wash of a background that easily settles. Whether you connect the spaces in between, that is entirely up to you. I personally like it just like this. You could stop right here, and that would be fine. And just bring up a few of the tree, the tree trunks up from the bottom, like I'm doing now. And that would be good. Or you can take it a step further and really blend out that bottom area. I personally think I like it both ways. I went further and blended out the bottom just to see what would happen. But I almost think the finished product could even use another layer of the dark at the very bottom, because I kind of love the way it looks where the tree trunks are sinking into the same weight of the color. Do you know what I mean? And on this particular one, I did liquefy the bottom so that it would kind of like go into the background. But then thinking back, I kind of love adding that darkness and the bottom weight just to kind of like give it more of a structure, more of a ground, you know? So in any case, at this point, I'm adding in touches of gold, adding in touches of the primrose. This is a very, very limited palette. We didn't even use the green, but feel free to use some green if you want. Like, you could mix the green right on paper on the edge of where the gold is. So this is another one that you could do with 3 trees, where you have a little green leaning to the gold so that it looks like greeny gold, and then the gold one in the center, and then going to the primrose after. You could even do the base of all the trees more green, and then add the color as it goes up towards the sunlight. There's so many ways to do it, and you can just have fun now that you know how to roll your brush and get this beautiful tree effect. I hope you guys are enjoying the watercolor tutorials that I put out for these sets, and I really appreciate your support and your continued excitement about getting these packages. I'm having such a good time painting a lot of different ideas, and I think that in this series we're really, just doing so much. Now, on the back of this card, I mixed the birch with the other colors in the set. So you can see how the birch just adds a little smokiness to it. And that's what you can use when you think about how you're going to blend out your tree to get the lights and the darks. Remember, you can't really have effective lights if you don't have darks. You need the yin and the yang in order to make it look really, really good. So keep that in mind as you paint. Watch this again all the way through and then go for it. I can't wait to see what you guys paint. Remember, 100% watercolor paper is always going to work the best for you. If you're using a sampling paper, it might sit on top a bit and be a little more of a struggle or a little more puddly. So keep that in mind. If all you have is the other kind of paper, that's okay. But I seriously think it will change your life to work on a good paper. Have a great day, you guys, and thank you so much again. I'll see you on the next video.